Long before mankind mapped the oceans or spoke of gods among the stars, the ancient Chinese looked to the waters for answers. And what they found, staring back, were not mere waves, but living deities. The seas, rivers, and rains were the lifeblood of civilization, and within their depths ruled beings older than the mountains, more powerful than any emperor, the dragon kings, the divine guardians of the four seas. To the people of ancient China, dragons were not beasts of destruction. They were symbols of creation, of wisdom, of the eternal balance between heaven and earth. They carried clouds on their backs, breathed thunder, and ruled the waters that sustained all life. Yet they were also creatures of immense pride and unbridled wrath. And when angered, their vengeance came as floods, typhoons, and tidal waves that could erase entire kingdoms. At the dawn of time, when the world was still a swirling chaos of mist and shadow, the Jade Emperor divided the heavens and the earth. To keep order over the waters, he appointed 4 brothers, 4 celestial dragons, each to rule over one of the sacred seas that bordered the Middle Kingdom. Ao Guang, the Dragon King of the East Sea; Ao Qin, King of the South; Ao Run, King of the West; and Ao Shun, King of the North. Together they formed the divine circle of water, the Sea-High Long Wang, each controlling not only the ocean tides, but also the weather, the rains, and the destiny of crops and people alike. When the rivers ran dry or storms failed to come, the people prayed to the Dragon Kings, offering sacrifices, burning incense, and calling upon their mercy. For the Dragon Kings held the keys to life itself. The East Sea, ruled by Ao Guang, was the mightiest of them all. His palace lay beneath the waves off the coast of what is now Zhejiang. Crafted from jade and mother-of-pearl, lit by glowing pearls, and guarded by shrimp soldiers and crab generals. Ao Guang's scales shimmered like sapphire under moonlight, and his eyes burned with lightning. He was both noble and fierce, the bringer of rain and the warden of tempests. But his temper was legendary. When mortals defied the heavens, Ao Guang's fury would break upon the land in waves of thunder and storm. Yet his power was not only destructive, he was also the protector of balance. When he roared, thunder answered. When he breathed, the tides obeyed. It was said that his every movement shaped the currents of the Pacific. In the South Sea, the warm waters belonged to Ao Qin, the Red Dragon. His domain stretched toward the lands of heat and life, where coral reefs shimmered and the sun danced across clear waters. Ao Qin was the gentlest of the 4, a dragon of compassion and renewal. It was he who sent the summer rains to nourish rice fields and orchards, who guided fishermen safely home through the monsoons. His palace was built from coral towers, glowing with living light, surrounded by turtles, dolphins, and sea spirits. Yet even Ao Qin could be stirred to wrath when men polluted his waters or disrespected his kin. For though he was kind, he carried within him the fury of the ocean's depths. To the west lay Ao Run, the White Dragon, king of the West Sea, where the sun sank each evening into the waves. His waters were cold, his realm quiet and reflective, a mirror between worlds. It was said Ao Run could see the past and the future shimmering in the ripples of his domain. He ruled over the mysteries of fate and memory, over the secret places of the sea where lost souls wandered. Those who prayed to Ao Run sought wisdom, dreams, and visions. But those who crossed him were doomed to wander the fog forever. His palace was carved from pale stone and guarded by spirits of mist and pearl, a kingdom of silence, where even the tides moved like whispers. And to the north was Ao Shun, the Black Dragon King, whose waters were cold as iron and dark as night. He ruled the frozen seas and the roaring storms that battered the coasts. Where Ao Qin's warmth gave life, Ao Shun's icy breath took it away. He was the enforcer among his brothers, the guardian of punishment and the purifier of the unworthy. His palace, deep within the northern currents, was made of obsidian and frost, lit by ghostly lanterns carried by drowned souls. Sailors who ventured too far north spoke of hearing a great heartbeat beneath the waves, the pulse of Ao Qin's power, the sound of the sea itself. Together, the four dragon kings maintained balance over the waters of the world, but their rule was not without challenge. Mortals often angered them through arrogance, neglect, or greed, and sometimes even the dragons themselves defied the laws of heaven. One of the most famous tales speaks of Ao Guang's rebellion. When the mortal world suffered drought, the people prayed for rain. But Ao Guang, proud and resentful, withheld it. He demanded greater offerings, greater sacrifices, believing himself indispensable. The Jade Emperor sent messengers to command him, yet Ao Guang ignored them. And so heaven sent the boy sage Neza. Neza, born of fire and destined to battle the forces of chaos, descended to the East Sea and confronted the Dragon King. When Ao Guang unleashed the storm, Neza met him with divine fury, wielding a fiery spear and a cosmic ring that could shatter waves. Their battle shook the sea itself, splitting mountains and boiling oceans. In the end, Ao Guang was defeated and humiliated, forced to kneel before heaven. But rather than destroy him, the Jade Emperor commanded Ao Guang to serve as the eternal bringer of rain, no longer free, but bound to duty. Yet despite their flaws, the Dragon Kings were never seen as purely evil or benevolent. They were balance incarnate, the reminder that nature itself cannot be owned, only respected. They ruled not as tyrants, but as forces of cosmic order, ensuring the seasons turned and the rivers flowed. Their presence was everywhere, in the morning mist rising from rice paddies, in the crash of waves upon cliffs, in the trembling of thunder before a storm. Farmers prayed to them during droughts, sailors called their names during tempests, and emperors built temples in their honor, seeking protection for their lands. The Dragon Kings were not only rulers of the seas, but guardians of the sacred gates between heaven, earth, and the underworld. Each sea connected to a divine realm. The East Sea linked to the celestial court. The West Sea bordered the realm of the dead. Through these waters, souls were said to journey, carried by dragons to their destined afterlife. To die at sea was to pass under the gaze of the Dragon Kings themselves. In Taoist rituals, priests invoked their names when calling the rain. Their seals carved in jade and offered in rivers to command harmony between the heavens and earth. Over centuries, the stories of the Dragon Kings evolved. In Buddhist texts, they became protectors of the Dharma, dragon spirits who guarded sacred scriptures and temples from desecration. In Japan, their legacy became Ryujin, the dragon god of the sea, who held the magical tide jewels that controlled the ocean's flow. In Korea, they became Yongwang, the Ocean King, venerated by fishermen and sailors. Yet at their core, the Dragon Kings remained the same, symbols of power, wisdom, and the eternal rhythm of life and death. But not all tales end in reverence. Some say that deep beneath the seas, the Dragon Kings no longer sleep in peace. The modern world has forgotten their temples, their rituals, their respect. The waters they once ruled are now poisoned, the coral palaces crumbled. The storms grow wilder, the tides more unpredictable, as if the dragons are stirring once more, restless beneath the weight of time. And if they should rise again, it will not be to bless the world, but to cleanse it. Ancient poets once wrote that dragons were the veins of the earth, the unseen energies flowing beneath mountains and seas. To disturb them was to disturb nature itself. When rivers flood, when monsoons rage, when waves swallow cities, perhaps it is not chaos but balance being restored. The Dragon Kings remind us that all life flows in cycles: creation, destruction, renewal. And though they may have faded into legend, Their presence endures in every drop of rain, every roll of thunder, every heartbeat of the tide. So when the storms come and the skies darken, remember, what you hear may not be mere thunder. It may be the echo of Ao Guang's roar, the whisper of Ao Run's breath, the pulse of Ao Shun's wrath, or the song of Ao Qin's mercy. The Dragon Kings still rule the waters, unseen, unchallenged, eternal. And as long as there are seas to sail, rains to fall, and waves to break upon the shore, the dragons of the four seas will never truly die. They are the heartbeat of the earth, guardians of balance, keepers of the deep, and the eternal watchers of the tide between worlds.